What'd you get me out for? They're not going to applaud again.
I don't want to come...
Say it, Gary.
Well, I just wanted you to open the show again because you opened it so beautifully, only we weren't on the air.
Oh?
Yeah, and good luck.
Are you ready? Why did they shove me out here? Huh? Are we on? My name, Jose Commander. My name, Groucho Marx. Wow! Where do I go now?
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Green Whip, the whipped topping with country fresh flavor. From General Foods. Live from New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
Well, it's going to be a wild night, I can tell, just by the way it started. Good evening. Welcome to our show. And in spite of the kind of summer weather that we've been having here in New York for I don't know how long now, it's hard for us to realize that it is Halloween time. So let's meet the goblins on our panel. First, there's Bill Goblin, and Betsy Spook, and ghostly Henry Morgan, and bewitching Bess Myers. Now, panel, if you're all set, we're all set, and we'll welcome our first contestant, please. Will you come in, sir? Good evening. Nice to have you with us. Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
Charles Baxter, Brooklyn, New York.
Charles Baxter from Brooklyn, New York. Now, panel, we've had a kind of a tradition on this show involving Halloween pumpkins. A few years ago, we had a pumpkin with a light bulb powered by electric eels, if you'll remember. That was kind of oogie. And then the next year, we lit a pumpkin using an ordinary grapefruit as the power source. Actually, the acid in the grapefruit was converted into a battery. And this year, we're back with another pumpkin and another system. Mr. Baxter, will you light our pumpkin for this Halloween, please? There she goes. She's all lit up. Happy Halloween. And now, sir, are they secure? All right, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we will find out how you are lighting up our pumpkin on this Halloween. How about that? All right, now, panel, the secret obviously concerns the method used to light this pumpkin, and we'll start, let's start with Betsy Palmer.
All right, Mr. Baxter, is whatever it is that's generating the power inside of that little round sphere?
Yes, it is.
Marvelous.
Good.
I'm glad you liked that question, Henry. He said it's a marvelous question. Now, I may just guess this right off the bat. Is there atomic energy in there?
No! Henry, don't fool around with that girl.
She's always been smart than I am.
You monkey.
Well, let me introduce Charles Baxter to you a little more thoroughly. Mr. Baxter is project engineer for the Atomic Energy Commission, and this little globe that you're looking at, this one over here, which is about 5 inches in diameter, I would estimate, that is an atomic energy plant. Now, what is the source of the atomic energy in this container?
Well, Gary, the power that's being generated inside the small sphere comes from a very small vial of plutonium-238. And this is a marvelous invention indeed. We've designed it to last for about 5 years without any maintenance. It's one of 2 that's currently being used in space satellites. And we have many other units, larger size for buoys, remote weather stations at the North and South Pole. We use them for undersea generators and very, very many other uses.
That would keep this pumpkin lit for 5 years without any maintenance?
Without any maintenance
whatsoever.
at all.
Well, now, let's transfer that into terms of coal. How much coal would it take to produce the same amount of power as this is producing for a period of 5 years?
You would need at least a truckload of coal to take the place of the power that's being generated in this small unit for 5 years.
Gracious sakes. And it is similar to ones. This is not a mock-up. This is a working one. And it is similar to ones that are now in use in satellites that are now in orbit. Now, imagine it'd be a little dangerous to open this thing up, but backstage we have a cross-section of a similar one, and to explain just how it works, we have the gentleman who was responsible for developing it and who is also director of the small power systems for the Martin Company down in Baltimore, Maryland, Dr. Groucho Marx. There we go. Evening, Dr. Morris.
Good evening, Gary.
Nice to have you with us.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here.
Now, this is a mock-up of an atomic generator.
Yes. This is based on the same principle that the smaller unit is based upon. However, this is designed for earthbound applications, the other being compact, light, and weight, designed for space. Now, it works in the following manner. Two of the basic parts are, one is the fuel capsule itself. Now, this contains radioactive material. Now, the radioactive material can work for us if we can absorb the radiations and generate heat. Now, with a quantity of heat, we can then convert this heat into electricity using thermoelectric materials. Now, the principle under which this operates is one in which the two dissimilar metals are joined. And in the joining process, if we maintain the opposite ends at different temperatures, we can cause a current to flow. So basically, we have a heat source conveying its heat to a direct conversion device, which is a completely static system and has no moving parts.
I think it's, I hope that you realize, too, that this is a sliced-away model, that normally this, which would be made of what, lead, I imagine?
This is actually spent uranium.
Spent uranium, which acts as a shield,
right,
to protect anybody working around it.
Yes. Actually, the radiation flux about a meter from the source, or about a yard from the source, would be roughly equivalent to that of your wristwatch.
Well, gentlemen, it's been just fascinating. We want to give our thanks to the AEC and to the Martin Marietta Corporation for coming down here and lighting our pumpkin this year. Sir, thank you very, very much. Well, we'll be back with you again in just a moment, but first, let's watch this.
Golden brown waffles, splashed with Log Cabin, the syrup with real maple flavor. From real maple trees tapped each spring for Log Cabin. It takes 35 gallons of maple sap to get 1 gallon pure enough for Log Cabin. Then we add it to the finest of sugar syrups to get that naturally sweet maple flavor you love. Log Cabin, the syrup with real maple in it.
Well, panel, at this moment I'm going to have to ask you to put on your blindfolds. You'll be happy to know that you'll be able to remove them as soon as each of you has finished his individual round of questioning. So with the blindfolds all in place, let us introduce this evening's special guest, and I do mean a special gentleman indeed. What can I say after I say Groucho Marx? Well, sounds like we're among friends. Let's have a seat here, Groucho.
All right.
As always, it's a pleasure to have you back on our show, and I'm delighted to hear that you have written a brand new book. Would you tell us the title of it?
Oh, well, that's a rather difficult category, Gary. Can we skip it and go on to some entertainment?
You're the first guy I know who doesn't want to plug for his book. Happens to be a very funny book, friends, and the name of it is Memoirs of a Mangy Lover. Which, if you will forgive my saying so, is a very provocative title. I take it this is your life story?
Well, if you take it, that's what it is, but it is actually only up to the age of 5.
Sounds like a wild childhood. Well, it's a funny book. Now, if you whisper your secret to me, we'll reveal it to the folks at home.
Well, I don't think it'll be necessary, Gary, because I think the audience already knows my secret. And if there's anyone in the audience who doesn't already know it, then I don't think they're worthy of the name audience.
Well, all right,
I got a couple of others for them, but I don't think it's audience.
Well, panel, the clue to Groucho Marx's secret is something he is doing, and we'll start the questioning. Well, let's start with Bess.
Groucho.
Did you suggest I start with Bess?
No. I'm suggesting. No, we start with Bess.
Oh, sort of group therapy.
Groucho. Are you and Garry alone over there in your corner?
Just a moment. I don't think so. The cameraman's here, but he doesn't count.
No, you're not surrounded by any pretty girls or anything like that, are you? That's a customary environment, I think, for
Well,
you.
you certainly made a point, and I certainly hope we could bring it up. But there were no girls to bring up.
Are you changing your attire in any way?
Am I changing my tire in any way?
Your attire.
Changing your attire.
Well, as long as you understand it, you change it. No, I don't happen to be.
No, are you remaining where you are? You're still sitting next to Garry?
Yeah, as close as I dare.
I see. Your voice sounds a little strange, as though you were speaking in something while
Yeah,
you were...
I'm talking through my mouth, and it's a little confusing.
$20 down, $60 to go. You may remove your blindfold, Bess. Don't tip off anything that you see, and we go, please, to Bill Cullum.
Groucho, when I ask a question, which I'm about to, is it you who answers me?
It certainly is. At least it better be. Or one of us won't be paid. Maybe both of us won't be paid.
I agree with Bess in the sense that the voice, there's a different timbre in the voice.
Well, maybe I got a tree in my throat.
Is there anyone on the stage beside the panel and the cameraman and that, beside Groucho and Garry? Anyone?
What he wants to know, Groucho, is there anybody out here aside from you and me?
Well, there's a whole audience out there.
I think we have to say that, yes, there is somebody else out here.
Yes, it's you.
Oh, I knew I'd seen him before somewhere. All right, $40 down, $40 to go. We go, please, to Betsy.
Groucho, you sound as though you're inside of something, are you?
I sound as though I'm inside of something?
Yes.
Well, I hope so. Are we doing this in a tent? The show?
Oh, no. Are you inside of something on this stage?
You mean am I wearing stretch panties?
Are you inside of something, say, besides that chair that you were sitting on when you first
That's
came
by
out?
John Gunther. Yes, I read that book.
Yes. Inside Groucho
Very dull,
Marx.
too.
Is this something physical that's being done with you?
Well, I would say so, yeah.
I heard some chinking, like clanking of
That was
chains.
my paycheck.
Has you?
All right, $60 down and $20 to go. We go, please, to Betsy, you may remove your mask, and we go to Henry Morgan.
Groucho, I don't mean to sound the way it's going to sound, but you sound as though you had your head in a bottle.
Was that supposed to be an insult?
No.
That's not true. I had my bottle in my head a little while ago.
May I join you?
And later I'll give you a swig.
Are you and Garry
Are you
both...
a drinking man?
You and Garry both inside something?
Inside the bottle.
Are you on a shelf up at Harvard?
And it's not easy because I don't even have a sale.
No, I don't think that... your answers sound a little dishonest.
Why don't you take your mask off and look at us?
If you have a strong stomach.
All right.
Look who it is.
Surprise.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Dayton Allen. No, that's all right. As a matter of fact, I tell you, on one of the rare occasions I ever cheated on the panel, and I did cheat
You
tonight.
cheated off the panel, too.
regular.
You cheated off the panel many a time.
I know they cheated something.
I'm trying to get a word in. You want to bet?
Yes. What's the word you want to get in here? Huh?
And I hope it's a secret because we won't repeat it, will we? And that goes to your friends.
And I
I
wish
didn't
you'd
even know
stop
I was
imitating
in.
me.
Who's imitating you?
You are. You
Really?
you
What
went
were
for
you for?
peanuts, and I can't get a job anymore.
If you worked in a zoo, you'd have to work for the same thing as I do.
This is remarkable. You know, this, of course, is the famous Dayton Allen from television. I'm sure you all know Dayton. But the funny part about it is not only does his voice sound like him, but
he doesn't look like me.
Actually, I am him.
You know, he can make
I wish
his
he
mind.
was, and I could go home.
I think we are home. That'll certainly come as a shock to the wife, won't it?
Yours or mine?
I don't care.
Why don't both of you Grouchos go upstairs, try to figure out which one is who? Thank you both very much for being here. Good luck with the book.
Thank
Dayton
you.
Allen, thanks
You
a
want to
million.
mention the book once more?
No, if you care
The
to.
Memoirs of a Mangy Lover.
Good luck, man. saying my name is Jose Menes and good evening. So you've been getting a lot of dull mail lately? Well, Dream Whip, the dessert topping mix with the country fresh flavor, will put 19 pies, 5 parfaits, 33 puddings, 1 Napoleon, and 50 other desserts in your mailbox. Well, at least the recipes. For 2 Dream Whip box tops, you can get Dream Whip's marvelous new booklet, Sweet Moment Desserts. This book is just loaded with exciting, easy-to-make desserts, well, like this one, like a chocolate delight pie with Dream Whip. Oh, there it is. Chocolate delight pie with Dream Whip in the pie and on the pie. Now, Dream Whip has only 14 calories per tablespoon. Now, do you want something fancier? Here is Black Raspberry Bavarian. You know, Dream Whip never wilts or separates, so you can fix your dessert hours ahead of time. Now, then, to get this booklet, you send 2 Dream Whip box tops to Dessert Recipes, Box 4000, Kankakee, Illinois. That's Dessert Recipes, Box 4000, Kankakee, Illinois. All right, now let's welcome our final contestant, please. Will you come in, young man? It's been like that all night. I'll tell you, too. All right, young man, will you tell us what your name is and where you're from?
My name is Rusty Stubing, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Rusty Stubing from San Antonio. Now, panel, this young gentleman has a big smile on his face for 2 reasons. First of all, Groucho's been kidding the pants off of him back there. But more important than that, he has a big smile because he has just won a $5,000 prize. So, Rusty, if you whisper your secret to me, we'll find out what you won the prize for. Good lad. Now, panel, to help you classify Rusty's secret, the clue concerns what he did to win the $5,000, and we'll start the game at the top with Bill Cullen this time.
Was the $5,000 you won, Rusty, in cash? I mean, as opposed to a scholarship or something like that?
It wasn't cash form?
It was in a check.
Check, yeah.
Check.
Okay.
Right.
He has spent a lot of time with Groucho back there. Rusty, does the briefcase that Groucho carried out here for you have anything to do with the way you won the $5,000?
Yes, it does.
Is part of that which helped you win the $5,000 in the briefcase you brought out here?
Yes, it is.
Is it something that you made that is in the briefcase?
No.
Something that you broke?
No, sir.
Something that you collected?
And not in the sense of collecting stamps or coins or something like that.
Something that you just happened upon. I mean, it just fell into your possession. Is that possible?
Yes, sir.
Well, you went out and bought them, didn't you?
Yes.
He bought these things, but they could not be referred to as a collection, I wouldn't think, except that there are more than one of them. $20 down, $60 to go. We go, please, to Betsy.
Was this contest available, Rusty, to more people than just you and people in your town?
Yes, it was.
Was it a nationwide sort of thing?
Yes, it was.
Was it advertised in magazines or newspapers?
Yes.
It was.
It was written about in newspapers.
In newspapers?
Does
Does it have to do with newspapers themselves?
No, it doesn't.
All right, there's $40 down and $40 to go. We go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Rusty, are the things that you have in the case things that you got, like, one each from a lot of other people?
No.
Were there other people involved?
Yes, there had to be other people involved.
In the sense that you got something from other people?
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
These are manufactured objects which he purchased, but which he needed to achieve that which is expressed in his secret.
All right, did you buy different things and put them together so that they would work?
No, sir.
It doesn't make anything?
No.
Whatever you have in there?
No, sir.
It just sits there. In the dark. Gee whiz.
$60 down, $20 to go. We go please to Bess.
Now, Rusty, first, you know, you look like the chairman of a corporation when you walked in with that shoulders back and wonderful smile. Was this some kind of educational competition that you entered?
No, it wasn't.
No? Would these things in the attaché case be considered scientific?
No.
Are they solid? Say, are they made? Would it help us to know what they were made of?
It would only confuse me because they're made of something in these days entirely different than what they were made of in my day.
Was the contest held through the school at all? Did it have anything to do with school?
No.
No. I have no.
Well, we've lost the $80.
Marble?
If you were observant.
Are they marbles or something like that?
Something like that, yes. There has been a whole resurgent fad all over the country, from New York down to San Antonio, Texas, of kids spinning tops.
Oh, no.
And Rusty has gone to the top in the field. He is the national top spinning championship.
But they don't make them out of wood anymore.
No, they don't make it. Well, they make some of them out of wood, but most of them are made out of plastic. And
Everything goes through.
things that this young man can do. Well, first of all, Rusty, let me ask you this. How long ago, I mean, now you're national champion, how long ago did you first start spinning tops?
I started spinning tops in January.
So less than a year, he became national champion, and you also won a regional contest of some kind. How long had you been spinning before you won your first contest?
I had been spinning my tops for a month.
Just about a month. And, of course, like any good sportsman, he has here a great collection of tops of all sizes and shapes, many of which you will see. And so just pick one. And he's going to start out with what he calls an easy stunt. What is his first one?
His first trick is called the skyrocket.
The skyrocket. All righty. And there it goes. And whoops, up in his hand, and it's still spinning. And if you think that trick is easy, the whole crew has been around here all earlier this evening trying not that trick, but just to get the top to spin. We've all forgotten how. All right, what's this next one?
The next trick is called the boomerang.
The boomerang. All righty. Didn't even touch the ground. How do you like that? Ha ha ha! Oh, it tickles! Oh, that tickles. All right, that's the boomerang. The boomerang. And, oh, this is the thing where we go for the marksmanship. Ready? I don't need my eyes much anyhow. A little lower? All right. Ready? How do you like that? Oh, boy. You know, this skill like this amazes me much more than being able to make an atomic bomb. I might be able to figure out how to do that, but this I can never do.
The next trick is called the man on the flying trapeze.
Man on the flying trapeze. All right.
Oh!
And it is still spinning. That's impossible. That's impossible. Funny, I had exactly the same reaction when I first saw him do it. I said, that's impossible. He said, no, that's not impossible. It's the next one that's impossible. And, all right, this is called what?
The San Antonio twist.
San Antonio twist. All right, now you gotta follow this one closely because you won't believe it. All right, here we go. He catches it as he did before. Now watch him looping around behind his back. Oh!
Miss it.
That's all right. We got time. That's the first time he's missed. I've seen him do it 3 or 4 times.
That's called a miss, and it's one of the easiest to learn.
Very good. Now watch it now. There you go. Now around the back it goes. He catches it again, and then up and catches it on his hand. And now one with, well, we call this what? The double
Boomerang.
The double boomerang. I won't tell you what it is, but watch it closely because it has a kind of a surprise ending. You got a little knot in there? All right.
That's another problem in top spinning.
Yeah.
Knots in the string.
All right. It separates. How about that? And anyone, he is very generous with his talent. He has taught me how to do it, I think. I mean, just spin it. I'm not talking about anything fancy. I mean, just getting the top to spin. It's been so many years, at least 10. Good luck.
Very good.
My hero. We'll be back with you again in just a minute. We'll be back. Rusty and I will be right back.
Got a comb and self-styling adorn? With a little pull, you can do the adorn stretch. Up, down, out, in. Do the adorn stretch. A simple trick like stretching is positively catching. We promise you look fetching when you do the adorn stretch. Only Adorn has the formula, the hairspray that lets you stretch your hair into shape. It really works, watch. Stretch in one direction, comb once the opposite way. Stretch out, comb in. A standout that stays out with Adorn. Now for a big, beautiful bang. Stretch down, comb up, down, up. Make your hairstyle stretch into shape and shine like this. Get regular or red label Adorn for extra hold and do the Adorn stretch. Up, down, out, in. Do the Adorn stretch.
Oh, we're back on again? Friends, I'm so proud to have had this young man on. Let's give Rusty Stubing a special hand and we'll see you next week.
Miss Palmer's Dress by William Pearson.
Watch Danny Thomas and his gang tonight on most of these stations.
This is a device that rejects seconds.
More spaghetti? Dessert? It's Jell-O.
There's always room for Jell-O. Jell-O gelatin is the lighter one that tastes more than ever like luscious fresh fruit. So next time, don't stop dessert. There's always room for Jell-O.
I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by Jell-O Gelatin, a light dessert with new fresh fruit taste. From General Foods. This is John Cannon speaking.
Are you watching, you little rascals?
Oh, it's fun, isn't it? And who subscribes to it?
Go on, push the button.
Think of the fun you could have on the tube. The tube?
YouTube. Tube.
TV tubes.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's going to be a lot more fun if you keep going the way you're going.
Go on, push the button.
Please subscribe.
I hope they're watching.